It's a good day. Over the years, I've made chili many ways. You know, first off, I don't use meat. I'm a vegetarian. And so this chili won't have meat in it, but it'll be all around delicious. Well, I hope it is. I'm not following a recipe. I'm just putting in what I think should be in chili, and I'm doing something else different. I'm using my rice cooker to make my chili. This is a quick kind. It will only need as long as it takes to cook the rice. Stay tuned. Oh, by the way, this is Budget Meals Under $5. This is hosted by our wonderful friend Brenda at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. And you can go over and see what she posts today and what everyone else posts in this awesome collaboration. Here is all the information that you can go find her and see what everybody else is posting and what she posts. Let's get started. It's going to be easy. You don't need a recipe. You know, you mix it all up in your head. Now, I'm going to turn my camera down here and let you just see what I'm putting in. My handy dandy, nothing fancy rice cooker. So let's just move this around and I'll be telling you what I put in. I already opened my cans where it'd be real easy, and this is going to be fast, you guys. First off, I'm going to put rice in, and I always rinse my rice. Do you rinse your rice? About like that. It's rinsed. I got a little plate holding it now. Another thing I'm going to use is my pinto beans. I'm going to rinse these off also. That should rinse off some of the sodium in it. I pulled these out of the freezer. This is some frozen bell peppers, and if you don't like bell peppers, don't put them in. Onions, you know, the little mix that you get at Walmart. And then I had some frozen celery. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Actually, the frozen celery is in a ball here. Last time I did that, it didn't take any time to let it thaw out. I had cut it very small. Going to use a can of no salt. I would normally put salt in, but this one I just happen to have it, so it's going in. I'm going to put some water in with that because that's the main liquid. I'll fill that can up again. I may have to fill it up one more time. Now for the seasonings. Nothing fancy here, guys. Pull this one out to help me dip out. I have some hot chili. I'm not going to put very much of this one in, and it's many years old. Ooh, it still smells. I'm going to use just a little bit of it because I'm kind of just going to use a little bit of that. But I'm going to use my other chili powder. This one's not so hot, but it gives you the good flavor. I'll probably put two or three of these in here. You can see, depending on, I may taste that and see how that goes. I don't have any salt in here, and I won't be putting much, at least to begin with. I'm going to use a little of this, and this is salt, basically. I'm just going to use, and you see I'm using a little spoon. This is really a half teaspoon, but of course I've got it loaded. On to some garlic. I could use fresh or some, this is garlic powder. Sometimes I have the garlic granules. I'm going to put a good little spoonful of that in. And since we like our onions, let's do some more onions. And I'm going to put this in my hand here. Okay. Now, one more thing I'm going to put in here. And I know some recipes call for it, and I like to try something different. A little spoonful of cocoa. You've seen that before, haven't you? Let's see how this is going to turn out. Let's see. I'll just do that. Remember, this is a half teaspoon loaded. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more water in it. Let me show you. Oh, that was lovely. I was going to bring this down. Let's bring it down now. You can see it. Okay, you see that? We're going to add a little bit more water in that. Maybe just a tad more, huh? I'm just going to stir this up. You see my balls of celery in there. You know, you could put corn in this also. I'm going to take this over to the plug-in, and we will be back. I will be back to show you how this turns out and give a little taste test. I may need to adjust the seasoning in it, but that will be the main ones. Okay, you guys, I would say this is done. I just took a taste of the rice, and that was really the only thing that needed to be tender in this. Well, the veggies, but they're plenty. And I think I'm going to need to add a little salt. But other than that, I think it's going to be delicious. So I'll be back. Here's my chili. I'm going to have some saltine crackers with it. I may put a spoonful of sour cream in it because I like that. Season it exactly the way you like. In this rice cooker, you don't want to cook all the juice out of it. So I stopped it when I checked to make sure that that the rice was tender, and it was just at that point it was starting to stick a little bit on the bottoms, and I didn't want that. It didn't burn by any means, but here it is. Now I'm going to turn this around and get a bite. You know, my son always tells me when I set this camera up, by the way, I am looking at it and I can see me in it. It doesn't seem on this one that I've seen a lot of difference, and really it's easier if you can see yourself in it. But he says, set the camera where you can see straight across and see you right in the middle of it, you know, where you're not having to look up this way or look down that way. And so I've tried to do that most of the time. Not always, but anyway, I'm here. That's my little tip of the day. Here it is. I'm going to get a bite of it. I took and I let it set just for a few minutes. It was really hot. I will be putting some crackers in here because I know me. It's got a little hot to it. I added a sprinkle of salt in it. You can salt or do all that, adjust it just like you like it. It's going to go well. It's a complete meal. A complete meal. I'm going to go sit down and eat this. You might want to try something like that. Very inexpensive. This would fit the budget meals under $5, Brenda. And you'd have quite a few servings. I'll be eating this for a few days. Maybe put a little in the freezer for another day. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll come back every time. Don't forget, Jesus loves you. And He wants to be your best friend. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. God bless you.